Hello and welcome to my permanent shackling vlog. As you can see on my foot, this is day 8. I've been permanently shackled so far for 8 straight days. If you are not familiar with my shackling project here, I'm a filmmaker who is going to be making a film about a prisoner who is permanently shackled, barefoot, locked in a cell for an indefinite period of time. And I wanted to write from experience, so I decided to permanently shackle my ankles. I mean, there's more to it. I wanted to know what it was like, and so I'm experiencing that now, and this is my daily vlog to share that experience. So I've changed the lighting in here. I mean, I'm thinking, well, it may not be exciting to look at my bare feet shackled this whole video, but at least I can give it better lighting, so I upgraded my lighting to daylight all around. I used to have partial tungsten, partial daylight. I'm a filmmaker, so this stuff may go over your head, but the lighting's different. Let me know if you'd like it better, or if you think I should go back to the other way. But as you can also see that my toes now have frowny faces on them. I was going to start today with smiley faces, just for fun, just to make it interesting. But I had a bad night, so this is the first bad night since my shackling. The 8th day, I guess we made it 7 days without any incidents, but last night I had a nightmare. I went to bed about I think it was about 1 a.m. woke up about 2:30 a.m. and I was a little panicky. I was claustrophobic. My ankles hurt really bad, and because I was wearing the shackles without pads like I planned to do from now on. The dream was about, basically, in the dream I was wearing shackles that had a lock, a secure lock, and I had given that key to somebody I know, and they took the key and went out of town. They were out of town for months, and they informed me that they were never coming back, and in the dream, that meant that I was going to wear them for the rest of my life, and that really freaked me out. So when I woke up, I was a little panicky, a little claustrophobic, and my ankles hurt really bad. It was not a pleasant feeling, that's for sure. And if you haven't watched my other videos, these shackles are permanent. I cannot remove them. So even if I wake up in a panic-stricken, claustrophobic dream, they're staying on, which even causes a little bit more claustrophobia, because I know that I can't take them off, even no matter how bad I want them off. So they stay on no matter how claustrophobic I get about them. I mean, I got over it. I put my ankle pads back on, so I did wear them last night. And that's another thing too, is that when I put the ankle pads on when I'm sleeping, prior to when I decided to remove them, they fit. I mean, they fit tighter around my ankles because there's the fabric between my ankles and the shackles. But last night they seemed tighter than usual. I don't know if that was because of the claustrophobia and panic that I was feeling, or it's possible that my ankles were swollen slightly. And that's a serious problem. If they swell to the point where they're actually tight without the ankle shackles, that would be considered an emergency situation. I'd have to find a way to get them off. I do have like an emergency option, but it's like a 24-hour option, so it's not like I snap my fingers and say, oh, my ankles hurt, and they're off. This is like I would have to suffer through them for at least 24 hours before I had access to the tools required to remove them. So that being said, again, these are permanent shackles. That's the name of the vlog, and that's the truth. So I've decided I need to be a little bit more careful with my ankles. I was really proud of them, the way they had adapted so well to being permanently shackled. Last night they rebelled. They said, this is enough, we don't like it anymore, so they put the ankle pads on. The funny thing is that after putting the ankle pads on, my ankles were like throbbing, so there was pain. It was like, and not severe, but very, very uncomfortable. Probably the most pain that I've felt so far wearing these, and it wasn't going away. So it was like, even with the ankle pads on, my ankles were throbbing. There was some sharp pains through the sides of my ankles where the shackles kind of press into them when I'm laying down. It was not a good night. I just say this is my first bad night. Night 8 was one to remember. I guess this is actually a breakthrough, though. I am trying to get into the mind of the character, and I would assume that, waking up in the middle of the night, realizing that they're not coming off, would be something that he would probably have on a regular basis. That panic and claustrophobia, I mean, not only that, but he's locked in a prison cell and he knows they're never coming off, so it's even worse for him. At least I know these will come off eventually. I'm not locked in a prison cell, by people who are basically putting me in there for life, shackled. It's a different situation, and so it's not exactly the same, but I'm definitely closer to the mindset that someone like that, the position they would be in. So yeah, it wasn't a good night. Just put it that way. I did get some sleep after that, so it wasn't like I was tossing and turning on that. I did wake up a few times, but and the shackles were hurting my ankles, even with the pads. But I was able to sleep through it. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but I have a neighbor who's supportive of my efforts here, and he's actually been getting me groceries and things like that so that I can stay shackled. I've asked him to get me a 76-inch chain, which I'm going to wrap around my waist and padlock, and then also padlock the other end to the center link of my ankle shackles to keep the chain off the floor. I find by lifting them off the ground, it reduces the stress on my ankles, and it makes it a little bit easier to walk. Of course, it's going to mean a little bit more sloppy walk. I'm going to have another chain between my legs, just moving around back and forth as I walk, and also, of course, I'll have one chained around my belly or my waist. So it's added weight, it's added noise, but I think in the long run it's going to be good, because even with my ankle pads, the way they support the weight of these shackles while I'm walking and standing and sitting with the soles of my feet on the floor, the chain pulls them so they kind of tilt in and they pull against the sides of my ankles. And like I said last night, that was the spot on my ankles that hurt the most. And it was like having sharp pains through the sides of my ankles. And I think that's just because they're just, the sides of my ankles are just being, punished by these shackles. When I'm sleeping, I'm laying on my side and I'm pushing the shackle into the sides of my ankles. When I'm walking and standing, they're tugging on the sides of my ankles. So I'm just going to try to reduce the stress on my ankles by attaching that chain. Of course, it's a lot of chain. I'm going to be wearing a lot of metal, and the character in my movie will be wearing the same chain, so that means that I'm going to have to wear that chain 24/7. It's going to be permanent, just like my ankle shackles. Because in the movie, I mean, they put him in the cell and they chain him up and they just throw away the key, basically. Bring him food every once in a while. So he's going to wear whatever I'm wearing in this video, he's going to be wearing permanently. So I don't know how that's going to work. That's a lot of chain, a lot of weight, day and night. Yeah, we'll see how that works out. But I think in the long run it's going to be a better thing. And also, I think it works better for the movie. The prisoner in my movie will obviously wear the same thing. These shackles are the same shackles he's going to wear in the movie. And that chain will be added to my script now that I'm coming up with that idea. So this experiment is giving me ideas, and it's definitely helping towards my goal, which is a good thing. I don't suffer last night for nothing. Let's put it that way. So at least I'm getting something from it rather than these videos and wearing chains all day long. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. I wanted to keep these videos shorter, but I wanted to explain that story or that dream. So anyway, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, comment and like this video. I'm taking suggestions, comments. I'll answer any questions. And as I pointed out, I know this probably caters to some fetish, people, and that's fine if you want to comment on fetish related things. I'm okay with that. It's not, just because I'm doing this for a film purpose, and it's not sexual, it's not intended to be sexual. If you find it sexual, that's perfectly fine. I'm totally good with it. And in fact, I'd like to hear your opinions. It might help me cater to people like that better in my movie as well. But anyway, that's the end of this video, and I thank you for watching, and you have a great day.